Welcome back to Learn English Naturally. Are you ready for an adventure? Today we're going on a deep dive into the language of Disneyland. It's like your own personal English guide, to help you navigate the happiest place on Earth.
That's right. We're going to uncover those key phrases and vocabulary that'll help you sound like a pro, even if it's your very first time visiting.
It's amazing, though, isn't it? Just how many different situations pop up at Disneyland. I mean, from buying your tickets to asking for directions, ordering food, maybe handling a few little hiccups along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And each one needs its own kind of language skills, so you can really enjoy communicating and have a smooth time.
Okay, so let's start with some must-know vocabulary. These are like the building blocks, the foundation of Disneyland English.
Mastering these, it's like having a cheat sheet. You'll totally get those signs and announcements, just feel more confident overall.
All right, so the first one we have is theme park. Pretty self-explanatory, right?
Totally. But it's important to get that it's a general term, encompasses all these amazing attractions, the shows, all the experiences.
Right. And speaking of attractions, that's our next word, thrill rides. Enchanting boat rides, yep, they all fall under this umbrella.
Now, you want to beat those crazy long lines. You gotta know about Fast Pass or Lightning Lane, your ticket to a way faster ride.
And of course, no Disneyland trip is complete without souvenirs. Mickey Mouse ears, limited edition pins. Take those little treasures home. Hold on to the magic.
And a park map. That's essential. Think of it as your trusty guide through all the adventures waiting for you.
Oh, and who can forget the parade? Classic. All those iconic characters just dancing and waving.
And as the day wraps up, gotta catch those fireworks. A real spectacle of lights and music. Breathtaking.
And for something really unforgettable, don't miss the character meet and greets. Grab a selfie with Mickey Mouse himself.
So knowing these terms is a great start, but how do you actually use them, like in real conversations? Well, that's what we're diving into next.
Right, because vocab alone isn't enough. You need to string those words together into sentences that flow, make things happen.
Exactly. So we've put together some examples, common dialogues you'll likely hear at Disneyland.
But these aren't just random phrases, right? They're designed to show that natural conversational flow and highlight those key structures.
Think of them as blueprints for clear, confident communication. The more you practice these, the smoother those interactions will be.
All right, let's jump into our first scenario then. Buying tickets. Seems pretty straightforward, but even simple stuff can go smoother with the right phrases.
For sure. So imagine you're at the ticket booth, ready to kick off your Disneyland adventure.
Okay, let me put on my tourist hat here. Hi, I'd like to buy 2 tickets for Disneyland, please.
Great. See? Clear, concise. You got your request across. Now, I'm the cashier. I might ask, sure, one-day or multi-day tickets.
Let's say we'd like 2 one-day tickets, please.
Excellent. You confirm the number, the type, and I'd say, all right, that'll be $300 total.
Okay, sounds good. Can I pay with a credit card?
Absolutely. Here are your tickets and a park map. Enjoy your day.
Wow, easy peasy. I feel like I could walk up and buy tickets right now, no problem.
Exactly. See how those simple phrases just created a natural back and forth? That's the power of using the right language.
Absolutely. And hey, you even gave me a park map. I'm going to need that, especially when it comes to our next scenario, asking for directions. Because Disneyland is huge.
It really is. Even if you've been there a bunch, it's easy to get turned around. But if you know how to ask for help politely and clearly, you save yourself so much time and hassle.
Okay, put me in last tourist mode. Let's say I'm looking for Space Mountain, but totally lost.
All right, so picture this. You see a friendly cast member. They've got that name tag on.
Excuse me. I'm trying to find Space Mountain. Could you point me in the right direction?
Perfect. Polite, explain the situation, and a question that's going to get you a helpful answer. Now, I'm the cast member. I'd say, of course, Space Mountain is in Tomorrowland. Head straight down this path. You'll see it on your left, right next to Star Wars Launch Bay.
Wow, super clear. I love that you use landmarks like Star Wars Launch Bay. Makes it so much easier to visualize.
Right. Visual cues are key, especially when you're in a brand new place. Now, what if you want to meet Mickey Mouse after that awesome Space Mountain ride?
Oh, for sure. That's a must-do. Excuse me. Do you know where I can find Mickey Mouse?
Mickey's greeting guests in Toontown. Follow this path. You'll see a sign for his house. Can't miss it.
Perfect. I'm already feeling way more confident about getting around, but all this walking is making me hungry.
I hear ya. And speaking of food, that's our next scenario. Ordering food at a restaurant.
Got to fuel up for more adventures.
Sometimes ordering can feel a little intimidating, especially if you're not sure how to say exactly what you want or customize your order.
All right, time to put on my foodie hat. I'm craving a classic cheeseburger and fries.
Okay, picture this. You're at the counter, bustling restaurant, and you're ready to order.
Hi, I'd like a cheeseburger and fries, please.
Perfect. Nice and simple. As the cashier, I might ask, would you like a drink with that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll take a large soda, please.
Okay, great. And what kind of soda would you like?
Let's see. Do you have Diet Coke?
Yes, we do. So that's 1 cheeseburger, 1 order of fries, 1 large Diet Coke. Your total is $15.75.
Great, here you go.
Thank you. Your order number is 32. We'll call it when it's ready.
See? Ordering food doesn't have to be a stressful thing. Just a few phrases, and I got exactly what I wanted.
You did. Now that we're fueled up, how about a little shopping?
Oh, absolutely. Got to get those souvenirs. No Disneyland trip is complete without them.
Which brings us to our next scenario, buying a souvenir. Unleash that inner bargain hunter.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's say I found the perfect Mickey Mouse ears, and I need them.
All right, so you're in a packed souvenir shop, surrounded by all that Disney magic.
Excuse me, how much are these Mickey Mouse ears?
Those are $29.99.
Okay, not bad. I'll take them.
Great. Will that be all for you today?
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your New Year's.
Another successful purchase. Now I have the perfect accessory. Got to complete that Disneyland look.
Exactly. You handled that like a pro. Now I hear there's an amazing parade about to start. Want to catch it?
Absolutely. But sometimes figuring out the times, best viewing spots can be tricky.
You're right. So our next scenario is talking about the parade. It's always good to be prepared. You don't want to miss any of the magic.
Okay, so imagine I'm by the castle. I see a cast member nearby.
Yes.
Excuse me, what time does the parade start?
And I'm the cast member, happy to help. The parade starts at 3:00 p.m. right here on Main Street, USA.
Perfect. Okay, now the important question. Do you know what the best spot to watch it is?
Well, if you want a clear view of the floats and characters, I suggest finding a spot near the flagpole, right in the center of the hub.
Insider tips, gotta love them. Asking the right questions really makes a difference.
It does. Now picture this. You snag the perfect spot, the music swells, and the parade begins.
Pure magic. And speaking of magic, we can't forget about the fireworks.
Absolutely. As the day comes to an end, Sleeping Beauty's castle just lights up the sky. Unforgettable.
Okay, imagine the fireworks are exploding overhead. I'm totally mesmerized.
Let those feelings out. You could simply say, wow, the fireworks are incredible.
I know, right? This is amazing. I love Disneyland.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? Disneyland lets you tap into that inner child. Just express yourself.
It really does. We've covered a lot in this part of our deep dive. Essential vocabulary, those common scenarios, like buying tickets, directions, food, even reacting to the fireworks.
We've laid a good foundation for those everyday interactions, but the adventure's not over yet.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive. We're going to explore more tricky situations, give you even more tools to really thrive in Disneyland.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Learn English Naturally. So you're exploring Disneyland, having a blast, but it's good to be ready for anything, right? Because even in the happiest place on earth, things happen.
So true. Like what if you lose your phone or suddenly remember you have a food allergy and forgot to mention it when you ordered?
Exactly, those little hiccups. And that's when knowing the right phrases can really make a difference, help you sort things out.
All right, bring on those tricky scenarios. What have got?
Let's say you're in line for Indiana Jones, super excited, and bam, you realize your phone's back in the hotel room, charging.
Ugh, I know that feeling. Instant panic.
Yeah, it's easy to freak out, but instead, take a breath. Remember all those English phrases we've been practicing? They can help.
Okay, so what's the best way to handle this phone situation?
First thing, find a cast member. Explain what happened nicely.
Okay, like, excuse me, I think I left my phone in my hotel room. It's charging. Is there any way to call the hotel from here?
Perfect.
Well,
Polite. To the point, you explained it clearly. Now, I'm the cast member. I'd say, I'm sorry about that. We don't have a direct line to the hotels. But you could try the guest Wi-Fi near the entrance, connect to the internet, and call them.
Oh, right. Good idea. Totally forgot about the Wi-Fi.
See, even when something unexpected happens, there's usually a solution, if you know how to ask.
That's good to know. Okay, but what if I'm on a ride, like Space Mountain, and I start feeling sick?
Motion sickness, it happens. Not fun. But remember, lots of people get it, and those cast members are trained to help.
Right. Okay, but how do I get their attention? If I'm in the middle of the ride,
Best to wait till it comes to a stop, then quietly let a cast member know.
so I could say, excuse me, I'm not feeling so good after that ride. Could you show me where the first aid station is?
Perfect. You were polite, direct, and you asked for help.
I'm feeling more prepared already.
Um,
Okay, different challenge now. What if I'm at a restaurant and, oh no, I forgot to mention my food allergy when I ordered?
Food allergies, those are serious. You got to communicate clearly so there are no, health risks.
Definitely. So how do I handle this without making a big scene?
Be polite but assertive. As soon as you remember, find a cast member and explain calmly.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry, but I just realized I have a really bad nut allergy. Is there any way to check if my meal has nuts in it?
Great job. You apologized, stated your allergy, and asked in a way that'll get you a helpful answer. I'm the cast member. I'd say, of course. Let me double check those ingredients for you. We might be able to adjust your order or find you something else.
Yeah, that's a relief. Sometimes just a few well-chosen words can really de-escalate things.
They can. All right, let's try a situation that needs a little more, shall we say, finesse. You're at a show, trying to enjoy it, but someone nearby is being disruptive.
Ugh, I've been there. So annoying. You're trying to get immersed in the experience. Someone's ruining it.
I know, right? In those cases, usually it's best to just address them directly, but be nice about it. You don't want to make things worse, but you also deserve to enjoy the show.
Right. It's tricky. How do I strike that balance?
Maybe try something like, "Excuse me, would you mind keeping your voices down a bit? We're trying to enjoy the show."
Okay, yeah. Gets the point across, but respectfully.
Right. And if they don't stop, find a cast member, let them handle it.
Good to know. Okay, I feel way better about those little hiccups. But it's not all about problems, is it? Sometimes you just want to share your excitement or have a good chat with a cast member.
Exactly. Disneyland's all about those shared moments, the memories, and if you have the language, you can really connect with people, make it even more magical.
So how do we go beyond those basic phrases? Level up our conversations.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about in part 3. Unlocking the secrets of storytelling, expressing opinions, and having those deeper conversations.
Welcome back to Learn English Naturally. We've covered so much essential vocab, handling those tricky situations. Now I'm ready to really take my Disneyland English up a notch.
I love that. And you're right, language is so much more than just those practical phrases. It's about expressing yourself, sharing your experiences, connecting with people on a deeper level.
Okay, so where do we even begin?
Let's talk about storytelling.
Storytelling at Disneyland.
Think about it. Every ride, show, character interaction, it's a story waiting to be told. And if you can describe those experiences in English, well, you're not only practicing your skills, you're creating memories you can share with others.
Okay, I'm listening. How do we take those magical moments and turn them into stories people want to hear?
It starts with paying attention to the details. What do you see, hear, smell? What are you feeling? Those things make each experience unique.
So let's say I just got off Pirates of the Caribbean. Want to tell my friend all about it. What kind of details should I focus on?
You could describe that musty smell of the dungeon, the flickering lanterns, how they cast those shadows, the splash of the water when you go down the waterfall.
Those sensory details really paint a picture.
They do. And what about the characters? Was Captain Jack Sparrow as cool as you thought he'd be?
Oh, totally. I could even try to, imitate his voice, his swagger.
Perfect. Bring those characters to life. Your friend will be so into it. Now, how are you going to structure your story? Got to keep them hooked.
I guess I could start with setting the scene, right? Like how excited we were waiting in line. Then build up the suspense as the boat enters that dark grotto.
Exactly. Don't forget the climax, the cannons, the sword fights, that epic plunge.
Oh, that drop was amazing. I could really emphasize it, Use some pauses, descriptive words.
Then how do you feel at the end? That sense of adventure, maybe a little chilled from the water. Do you want to write it again?
I love it. It's like you took a ride and turned it into a real adventure story.
Right. The more you practice this kind of storytelling, the more fluent you'll become. You'll be so confident expressing yourself.
Disneyland's not just about rides, though, is it? It's about making choices. Which snack to try? Which souvenir to buy? How do we talk about our preferences, our opinions, in an engaging way?
Great question. And that leads us to another key part of language learning. Expressing those opinions. So instead of just saying, I like Space Mountain, try to add some flair.
Okay, so instead of, I like Space Mountain, I can say, Space Mountain is my absolute favorite. I love being launched into the dark. Those drops make my heart race.
See? Much better. Now you're painting a picture. Your listener can really feel it.
What about when I'm trying to pick between two snacks?
Use those comparison words.
Yeah.
Weigh the pros and cons. Like, Hmm. I'm torn between the Mickey pretzel and the Dole Whip. The pretzel is warm and salty, but the Dole Whip is so refreshing.
I like that. Makes my decision-making sound way more interesting.
It does, and it makes the conversation more fun for everyone.
This has been so eye-opening. I'm starting to see language in a whole new way. It's not just about rules, it's about connecting with people, sharing those experiences, and making memories that'll last.
And that's what Learn English Naturally is all about, giving you the power to use English confidently, no matter what you're doing, whether it's Disneyland or just chatting with a friend.
This deep dive has given me so much confidence. A huge thank you to our expert for all the insights and tips.
My pleasure.
And to our amazing listeners, thanks for coming along on this adventure with us. We hope you've learned some valuable tools to make your Disneyland trip even better and boost your English skills.
Remember, learning a language never really ends. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and most importantly, have fun with it.
That's right. And don't miss our next episode of Learn English Naturally, where we'll dive into a whole new topic. Until then, happy adventuring.